Hi friends, welcome to Curie Electronics. So I hope all of you are doing well. Today we'll solve the VSSC 2019 Technician B Electronics question paper, question number 51 to 80. So we'll start with the first question. First question. A capacitor with reactance of 3 ohm is connected in series with a resistor of 4 ohm across a supply frequency of 50 Hz. Find the power factor. So the circuit is like this. There is a capacitor which is connected to a resistor, sorry, and this is supplied from a 50 hertz power supply. What is the resistance value? That is 4 ohms. And capacitive reactance XC equals 3 ohms. XC equals 3 ohms. Now we have to find the power factor. What is power factor? Power factor. Power factor equal to true power divided by apparent power. Apparent power. Apparent power means true power plus reactive power. So now what is true power? True power equal to I square R. We can take it as I square R. Apparent power, that is we need impedance, that is I square Z. So I square cancels. So we will get cos phi. Power factor is also denoted by cos phi, which equal to R by Z. Now we have to find the C value. What is the C value? So Z is the impedance. Impedance equal to square root of R square plus, plus, this is plus, R square plus XL, we are having XC square. So what is the value of R? R equal to 4 ohm, 4 square plus, what is the XC value? 3 ohm, that is 3 square. So we will get 16 plus 9, square root of 16 plus 9, which equals 5. We will get 5 ohm. Now what is the power factor? Power factor cos phi equals R. What is the value of R? R equal to 4 ohm divided by 5 ohm, that is the impedance, which equals to 0.8, which equals to 0.8. So for this question number 51, answer is option C. Next question 52. Find the magnitude of impedance of the given RLC circuit. So this is a series RLC circuit. Here we have to find the impedance. What is impedance? Impedance equal to square root of R square plus XL is greater here. So XL minus XC whole square, which equals, what is the value of R 5? So 5 square plus XL equal to 15. 15 minus 3 whole square under root. So which equals 25 plus 12 square root of 12 equal to 144. So it is, so the answer comes to 13. So 169, square root of 169 equal to 13. So the answer is 13 ohm. 13 ohm. Next question, this already we have solved. Next question 53. When what happens, see here the question is, a square pulse of 3 volt amplitude is applied to an RC circuit as shown in figure below. This is the figure, series RC circuit. The capacitor is initially uncharged. The output voltage V out at time t equal to 2 seconds. Now see, when a capacitor charges, what happens? What happens to the voltage? Voltage rises exponentially. With this time axis, this is the voltage, capacitor voltage. So voltage rises exponentially. It will take infinite time to reach. Infinite time to reach this value. So see, this will take it as V. This is BC. This is a BC axis. So this it will take infinite time to reach. This is the maximum value will be V naught. That will be equal to the applied voltage. This is the capacitor charging. See, whenever capacitor charging, the output voltage, the VC, the capacitor voltage is given by what is the maximum possible voltage it can charge multiplied by 1 minus e to the power minus t divided by RC. Now, what is the RC value here? This is 10 microfarad. We will find out what is the RC value. This t equal to tau. This t is given 2 seconds. RC equal to, what is the resistor value? 200 kilo ohm. Kilo ohm means 10 to the power 3. Multiplied by, what's the capacitor value? 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 microfarad. Which equals to, we can write it as 2 multiplied by these three rows and these 3. So 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 6. So it comes to 2 seconds. Already time he has given us 2 seconds. So VC, what is VC? VC equal to 3 volt is the maximum voltage it can charge to. 1 minus e to the power minus 2. That is the time given. Why he is asking the output voltage after 2 seconds. What is the RC? RC is the time constant of the circuit. That is also 2. So VC equals 3 multiplied by 1 minus e to the power minus 1. What is, when you simplify 3, 1 minus e to the power 1 by e. E to the power 1 equal to e, which equals, now what is 3 multiplied by 1 minus, see you have to, this value comes to 1 divided by e, which equal to 0.37. Okay, so 3 multiplied by 1 minus 0.37, which comes to 3 multiplied by 0.63, which equal to 1.89. So 1.89 is the answer for this question. So you should know this. What is the equation for charging of a capacitor? If it is discharging of a capacitor, then VC will be equal, if it is discharging, then VC will be equal to V naught multiplied by e to the power minus t by RC. This will be for the discharging of capacitor. But when capacitor is charged, you have to use this equation. So we'll go to the answer is 1.89. We'll go to the next question. Identify the function of logic circuit given below. So here A is the input for AND gate. Here we will get A complement. So this is an AND gate. So we will get A complement B. Here we will get B complement. Sorry. This is the AND gate. So we will get A B complement. So it's an OR gate. What will be the output? This is A complement B or B complement. This is the output equation of XOR gate. This is output equation of a XOR gate. A B output. This is the output equation of a XOR gate. So the answer is XOR gate. XOR gate. XOR gate. So if you have XOR gate, what is the logic table of XOR gate? Two table A B Y. We will get two variables are there, so we will get four combinations. We will get four combinations. 0 0. Whenever the in XOR gate, whenever the inputs are same, output is 0. 0 1. Inputs are different, so we will get 1. Again it is 1 0. Inputs are different, so we will get 1. Again 1 1. This is inputs are same, we will get output 0. So we'll go to the next question. Question number 55. The maximum power that can be transferred to the load resistor RL in the figure is. So he has given a figure. So what will be the maximum value of this is a 5 volt? We have a 5 volt supply. Then there is 1 kilo ohm resistor. 1 kilo ohm resistor. 5 volt supply. The question is, what is the maximum power that can be transferred to the load RL? So now what I will do, the maximum power can transfer when the circuit is short maximum. See, this is the RL. RL I have replaced with a short circuit. So now the maximum current should flow. But this resistor limit the current. What will be the current? This is the current I which can flow in this circuit. I equals 5 volt divided by 1 kilo ohm. 1 kilo ohm. So that will be equal to 5 milliamps of current maximum it can flow. Now what is the voltage here? Here only one dropping element is there. So here will be 5 volt will be the voltage here. At this point there will be 5 volt. So what is power? Maximum power? V multiplied by I. That is 5 volt. 5 volt multiplied by I is 5 milliamps. So which is equal to 25 milliwatt. So 25 milliwatt is the answer. 25 milliwatt. Next question. A transistor in a CE amplifier has its collector connected to the supply VCC through a resistor RC. At what point does the DC load line of a transistor intercept the y-axis of the output characteristics if emitter is grounded? So if you see the DC load line analysis, this will be the VCE and this is the IC. We will have a multiple, see like this. This will be the IB, IB1, IB2, IB3. When you draw a load line, it passes like this. At this point, this what is see here, this is the circuit. The circuit looks like this. The circuit looks like this. This part, this is grounded. Then there is one RC resistor on the collector. RC resistor on the collector. This will be the VCC, and there will be a RB resistor to bias it, VCC, and this will be the input. This will be the input. Now, question is, in a transistor in a CE amplifier, common emitter amplifier, has its collector connected to supply VCC through a resistor RC. So the maximum RC, at what point does the DC load line of the transistor intercept the y-axis of the, see this value where it intercepts, that's what we need it, where this point intercepts. At this point, at the y-axis, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. At this point, what is the maximum current it can give? That is given by this IC equals VCC by RC. At this point, it will be equal to VCC by RC, this current. That is the question. The y-axis of the out characteristics, answer is option D, VCC by RC. We will go to the next question. Question number 57. How many 16K multiplied by 4 RAM are required to have a memory with capacity of 128 kilobytes? Now this question, without thinking much, you can solve it like this. Required divided by available. What is the required? 128 kilobytes. 128 multiplied by 8. So what is available? 16 into 4 is available. So if you divide this 2 times, 128 divided by 16, what is the value of 128? 128 divided by 16, it comes to 8, which equals 16. So you need 16K by 4 RAM, 16 numbers to realize the 128 kilobytes. This kilo and kilo cancels here, bytes remains. So that's what I multiplied by 8 here. This is the 128 kilobytes is telling. So we have to multiply by 8. So we'll go to the next question. Question number 58. What will be the induced voltage if a coil of 100 turns cut magnetic lines of force at the rate of 3 Weber per second? Induced voltage. What is the equation for induced voltage? E equal to minus N d phi by dt. This is the equation for induced voltage. Now E equals N. What is the value of N? There are 100 turns. If a coil of 100 turns, 100 turns are there in the coil. What is the rate of cutting? Rate of what? At what rate it cuts the magnetic lines? That is 3 Weber per second. Weber per second. So which equals to minus 300 volt. So in the option you have 300 volt. So the answer is 300 volt. If you take the magnitude of minus 300, it is 300 volt. So we will go to the question number 59. Calculate the power of the transmitted wave in an amplitude modulated system if the power of the carrier is 100 watt and the depth of the modulation is 80%. PT, total power, equal to carrier power multiplied by 1 plus m should come on the denominator, m square by 2. So remember this equation. This is the this is the total power equation for a AM amplitude modulated wave. Now total power PT equals, PC has given us 100 watt multiplied by 1 plus m equal to 0.8 square divided by 2, which equal to 100 multiplied by 1 plus 0.16 divided by 2. So that is 0.16 divided by 2 equal to 0.8. 0.16 divided by 2 equals 0.08. 100 multiplied by 1 plus 0.08. So 1.08 multiplied by 100. There is some mistake. Oh, mistake. Sorry. Here is C. Square root of 0.8 equal to 0.64. So this is the mistake. 0.64. 0.64. So which equals what? 100 1 plus 0.64 divided by 2, 0.32. 1 plus 0.32, which equals 100 multiply 1.32, 1.32, which equals 132 watt. So the answer is 132 watt. So careful this equation. Total power equal to carrier power multiplied by 1 plus m square by 2. M is the modulation depth. Okay, now question number 60. An ideal voltage step-up transformer with a 1:4 ratio. 1:4 ratio has a 120 volt across 100 ohm resistor, 100 ohm load resistor at the secondary. What will be primary current? Primary current is the question. So at the secondary, an ideal step-up transformer with a trans ratio 1:4. So let's draw the draw a diagram. This is the primary, this is the secondary. Here we have a 100 ohm resistor. The voltage is 120 volt, and it's a 1:4 transformer. So here 1:4 transformer. Here we have 120 volt. 120 divided by 4. It comes to 30 volt. That means 30 volt is here. What is the current in the secondary? I equal to 120 divided by 100. That is 1 point. I secondary equal to 1.2 amps. I secondary we got as 1.2 amps. But in a transformer, power is constant. So V primary multiplied by I primary equals V secondary multiplied by I secondary. What is V primary? V primary is 30 multiplied by primary current we have to find. What is secondary? V secondary 120 volt. What is the secondary current? 1.2 amps. So what is IP? I primary current 120 multiplied by 1.2 divided by 30. 4 times. So 4 multiplied by 1.2. 4 multiplied by 1.2. It gives 4.8 amps. 4.8 amps. So the answer is option B. Now see, in a transformer, we write this equation based on in a transformer, the power remains constant. Based on the power only, we are writing this equation. So next question, question number 31. No, sorry, question number 60. What should be the minimum feedback factor to realize an oscillator using amplifier gain of 20 volt? Amplifier gain of 20 volt. Now, what is the Barkhausen criteria for oscillator? What is the Barkhausen criteria for oscillator? The condition is that A, the gain of the amplifier multiplied by the feedback factor has to be equal to 1. That is, A beta should be equal to 1. This is the Barkhausen criteria. So this is the loop gain, magnitude of loop gain A beta equal to 1. That is the Barkhausen criteria for oscillator. Now, what is A? The gain of the amplifier is equal to 20, beta equal to 1. Now, what is the feedback factor? Beta equal to 1 divided by 20, which equal to 1 divided by 20, which equal to 0.05. 0.05. So the answer is option A, 0.05. Question number 62. Question number 62. What is the capacitance of a capacitor that requires a charge of 0.8 coulomb to build a voltage of 20 volt? The capacitance we have to find, charge is given and the voltage also given. What is the equation for charge? Q equal to CV. What is Q? Q equal to 0.8. C we have to find out. What is V? V equal to 20 volt. Q equal to CV. Correct? C. Okay. Now C equal to 0.8 divided by 20. 0.8 divided by 20. So which comes to 0.04. Which comes to 0.04. Which can be written as 0.0 farad. It is there in the option. So the answer is option B, 0.04. The frequency of the waveform produced by 8038 function generator is, this 8038 is a function generator IC. That means it can generate sine wave. See, this is the diagram of the 8038 integrated circuit. It can generate square wave, it can generate a triangular wave, it can generate sine wave. And the frequency of this can be set using these two resistors RA, RB and this capacitor. Using these three, we can set the frequency. So frequency is given as 0.33 divided by RC. Using this equation, you can set the frequency of this function generator. Now, the question number 64. In a class of 50 students, the marks obtained are, so marks he has given number of students also given. We have to find the median. Now, whenever we want to find the median, we have to write this first, the first whatever is given numbers in ascending order or descending order. I will write it in ascending order: 15, 30, 37, 40, 45, 48. Now this is the frequency. We will take it as x. This is the frequency. Frequency is 2, 8, 14, 12, 10, 4. Now we will take cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency means keep adding the terms. This will be 2. Now 2 plus 8, 10. Now 10 plus 14, 24. 24 plus 12, 36. 36 plus 10, 46. Plus 4, 50. So 50 in the question he is already told 50. After finding this, we have to now we have the frequency. Now what is the equation for the median? Median equal to n by 2 term. If n equal to odd, this equation we have to use. But in our question, n equal to 50, that is even. Then median m equal to, we have to find what is the n by 2 term. Okay, plus n by 2 plus 1 term. Then we have to take their average. This will give the median. Now what is our n? N equal to 25. N equal to 50 here. So n by 2 equal to n equal to 50. That is already given. So here n by 2 equal to 25. Now where is the 25 lies in this group? We have to find where 25 lies. 24 to after 24 it is 36. So 25 is 40. 25 is 40 plus n by 2 plus 1 time also, it is also 40 only, because after 24 up to 36 it is 40. So 40 plus 40 divided by 2, that is answer equal to 40. So 40 is the median. Option B. It takes more time to explain to in depth. So this you can just refer something. Okay. Next is a simple question. In SI system of units, the unit of magnetic flux. Unit of magnetic flux is Weber. Magnetic flux is Weber. This Gauss is the unit of magnetic flux density. Or it can be using Tesla also. Tesla is also flux density. Flux density. I'll write it a little better. Tesla is also a unit of flux density. 1 Tesla, there's a relation also. 1 Tesla equals 10,000 Gauss. We'll go to the next question. Question number 66. Energy loss in a transformer due to circulating current within the core is, that is eddy current loss. It's a direct question, so it's a eddy current loss. Here copper loss is the variable loss in a transformer. The copper loss depends on the current. Question number 67. A card is from probability. A card is drawn from a pack of 52 cards. The probability of getting a queen of club or king of heart. So in a pack of cards, there are 4 types of cards. This with this symbol, this is the heart. It's a diamond. It's a diamond card. It's a diamond card. this is the club card. See, with this symbol only we'll identify. With symbol we'll identify. It's a club card, and this is the heart. This is the heart card, and this is the spade card. Now, each in this out of total there are total cards in a card pack. There will be total 52 cards. This will be 13 cards, and this group will be clubs will be 13, and again heart will be 13, and spade also will be 13. So in each set out of this 13, out of this 13, there will be a ace, then 2 to 9, 2 to 9 numbers, then there will be one jack, queen, king. So total 13 cards are there. Now the question is the probability of getting a queen or club. The probability of getting a queen of club or king of heart. That means there are out of 52 combinations we have total 52 options are there, and the favorables are only two. Favorables are two. That means we can get a queen of club. That means this queen of club. In this set we can get a queen. We can get the queen or king of heart, or in the heart set we can get king. Only we have two favorable conditions from 52 conditions, total number of conditions. So probability of this event equal to 2 by 52, which equal to 1 by 23. So 1 by 23 is the 1 by 23 is the answer, option A. No, not 1 by 23, no, 26, 1 by 26, because this 1 by 26, if we divide this we will get 1 by 26, we will get 52 divided by 2. 52 divided by 2 is 1 by 26. So the answer is 1 by 26. Question number 68. Conductivity of semiconductor with temperature. At room temperature, the semiconductor conductivity is very less, but when the temperature increases, the conductivity also increases. So the answer is option A, increases. Question number 69. Instrument used to measure insulation resistance. Here, multimeter used to measure normal resistance, means low value. Insulation resistance are higher value resistance values. So a instrument with low current, the answer is Megger. Okay. And the answer is Megger. The instrument used to measure insulation resistance is Megger. This Megger, whatever the instrument we use to measure high resistance will have a property of low current and high voltage. That means low current high voltage combination is to test the insulation resistance. Nominal output voltage of nickel cadmium cell is, the answer is 1.2 volt. Nickel cadmium cell will give 1.2 volt. Over this 1.5 volt, what it will give? It's a dry cell. We know whatever we use, it's a dry cell. This 3.6 volt, normally it is lithium ion batteries. The unit of resistivity. What is the equation for resistivity? What is the equation for resistance? Rho L by A. This is the equation for resistor. Rho L by A. So resistance rho L by A. So resistance unit is ohm. rho is a coefficient. So L is in meter, area will be in meter square. Area will be in meter square. So 1 meter get cancels. So rho will come, unit of rho will come meter ohm or ohm meter. So the answer is option B, ohm meter. Question number 72. The time constant of an inductive circuit is defined as the time required for the circuit current to rise. See, whenever we have inductor or capacitor, the rising exponentially, the the quantity rises exponentially. Here it's an inductor circuit and the current is rising. This is I naught, that this is the maximum current it can rise. The time constant of the circuit is 63% of the maximum, while rising it is 63% of the maximum value of the current, that is 63% here. And at this point the value will be 0.63 I naught. So the answer is 63% approximately of its final steady state value. Question number 73. The minimum number of flip-flops required for a modulo 5 counter. Modulo 5 counter. Now, what is modulo 5 counter? A counter will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes like that. Modulo 5 counter means when it reaches 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 states, it will come back. It will repeat the states. Now, if we have three flip-flops, we have three flip-flops. We have A, B, C. Three flip-flops we have. Flip-flop 1, flip-flop 2, flip-flop 3. So it can count from 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. Up to 8 it can count. This three flip-flop counter can count up to 8. That 8 states. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But modulo 5 counter means after 5 states it will repeat the sequence. So to make a modulo 5 counter we need minimum 3 flip-flops. 4 flip-flops we can make a maximum of 15 number counter, 0 to 15 counter. So we'll go to the next question. This question is very simple. In an ideal transformer of turns ratio 10:1, if the input power applied is 100 watt, what will be the output power? In a transformer, input power P input equal to P output. So if output is 100 watt, then input also will be 100 watt in an ideal transformer. So answer is option D. Question number 75. Which of the following is not an SMD? SMD technology is used, that is known as surface mount technology, to make the components in a smaller area. The component should occupy smaller area. That is done using the SMD technology. So here SOIC is a SMD package, small outline integrated circuit. QF is quad flat package. Quad flat package. QFN is quad flat, no leads. No leads, that is the QFN package. Okay, but this PGA is different from these packages. So the answer is PGA. Answer is PGA. So we'll go to the next question. Question number 76. What is an LVDT? See, LVDT, linear LVDT, linear variable differential transformer. That is what LVDT. Now this is an inductive system. Okay. So what is an LVDT? The question is induction based system. So LVDT is an induction based system. It is based on the transformer coupling. Question number 77 is a direct question. Typical efficiency of a solar cell is, the efficiency of a solar cell is 15%. We'll go to the next question. So question number 78. Which of the following transmission media supports the highest data rate? See, recently everybody is laying fiber optic cables. Why we use fiber optic cable? Like a Reliance or Geo network, everybody is trying to put more fiber network because it support maximum data rate. That is the optical fiber. Question number 79. Which of the following will not provide isolation between primary and secondary circuits? The answer is auto transformer. Auto transformer, from the single winding only we are tapping the voltages. Auto transformer doesn't have a secondary winding. It is using a only single winding. So the answer is auto transformer. It doesn't have any isolation. So today's last question is the question number 80. It's a maths question. It's a simple question. So friends, please subscribe the channel, press the like button also, and share with your friends. So we'll finish the 2019 June question. So the question is, if sine theta plus cos theta equals root 2 cos theta, what is the value of tan theta is tan we have to find. Just divide this equation by sine theta. No, you divide by cos theta, because sine by cos will get tan theta. If I divide, then I will get sine theta by cos theta, sine theta divided by cos theta plus cos theta divided by cos theta equals root 2 cos theta divided by cos theta. So this is equal to tan theta, sine by sine theta plus 1. This cos cancels. Similarly, this cos and this cos cancels. It's equal to root 2. Now what is tan theta? Tan theta equals root 2 minus 1. So the answer is root 2 minus 1. So friends, thanks for watching. We solve a 2015 VSSC exam. 2015 and all, it is a little more easy to solve questions. So this, I think all of you try, prepare for the exam well, and thanks for watching.